Hi guys, welcome to Learn Tech from Zero. Today we'll be covering further CCNA topic. So let's begin with today's topic, which is on-premises and cloud network architectures. And with this, we'll be finishing 1.2, and the next video we'll be covering the cable types in networking. So let's begin with today's topic, which is on-premises and cloud. You don't need to know too much in details for this topic, so we will try to finish it very quickly, and at the end we will try the questions to practice our knowledge. So in simple terms, on premises means you own, basically the whole networking is in the workplace itself, so it's within a building, so you manage it, you control everything. And cloud services, basically you are using AWS, like Amazon Web Services, or Azure, Windows Azure, um, and other cloud services. So that this is what it means in general. On premises, within the building that you control and you own everything. Cloud, you are hiring or renting services from the cloud providers. All right. So let's begin with on-premises infrastructure. The characteristics is ownership. Yes, the company owns everything because it's on premise. Premise means the building. It's on there. So it means it's within the company. So that you have the full ownership. The location, devices and servers are located within the company. Control, you control everything from network configuration, security policies, access permissions, so everything. Cost, initially high initial setup cost, because it's on premises, you will be controlling everything, so you will have to buy everything in advance. So there is a high initial cost when you have on premises networking setup. Scalability, adding new devices and capacity takes time and money. Hardware expansion requires physical installation and often downtime. So, in terms of scalability, it's not that easy to scale an on premise network. Security is fully managed internally, so you manage everything. So on premise means you control everything, you manage everything, everything is under your control. It's high cost, initially high cost, and then you have to continuously pay for maintenance, power and stuff. And also, because it's everything is within the same company, you will need to have engineers, technicians, and all these IT support stuff. So it costs more money to run an on-premise network, but you will have full control over it. And the cloud infrastructure is basically ownership. The ownership is the cloud service provider, CSP. So the ownership of the network is, so let's say you are using Amazon Web Service or Azure. These are the two main web services. So they are called CSP. The location, data and systems are hosted in the provider's data center. So everything, data, the information and the systems, the devices, all the systems, softwares, hardware, and networking devices, everything is in the provider's data center. So in Amazon Web Service or Azure's data center, control, the provider controls the infrastructure. They control everything. Maintenance and management, the provider, the CSP, Amazon and Azure, they do all the hardware updates, replacements, security, everything. Cost, no upfront hardware cost, because you will be renting and hiring services and systems from those cloud services. So there is no upfront cost. You will be paying as pay as you go. So whenever you need to expand, you'll be paying more, or you don't have to have a big capital investment in the beginning. All you have to do is whatever services that you use, you will pay for it. So it's just a pay as you go or subscription based model. You pay for whatever you use, or there is a subscription that you pay for a service. Scalability is very easy to scale. Resources, CPU, RAM, storage can be increased through management console. So you will have the online dashboard, or software that you can control all these within a software. So scalability is very easy. Security, the cloud providers offer strong security controls. but the organization must manage user access and data protection. So security in terms of hacking, and then online security threats and everything. When it comes to security of those devices and the system, this is what the CSP, the cloud service provider, will look after. But user access, who gets access to what, and what sort of data that you are uploading and providing to those services, those to the cloud service providers, it's under your control. All right. So there are three cloud models, service models that um, cloud service providers provide. So one is infrastructure as a service. So what happens is everything is over, basically over the internet. So for example, you can have virtual machines, virtual networks, virtual networking devices, and the storage. So literally everything is on the cloud, then it's infrastructure as a service. So in simple term, PaaS is like platform as a service is basically it's your own code, it's your own application or and program, and then you run it on their systems and server in the cloud. That's it. And then software as a service is, it's not your software, so it's not your code, it's their software, and you are renting it and hiring it to use their softwares on the internet. That's it. So just keep it very simple. Infrastructure as a service, you are literally using everything. The whole infrastructure is in the cloud. Everything from your storage, networking, switching, virtual machines, everything is in the infrastructure in the cloud. So that's infrastructure as a service. Now, types of cloud deployment models. So public cloud is the one that we everybody uses. Amazon Web Services, AWS, Azure. That it's not just for you; it's for everyone. So it's public, shared usage. Private cloud means it's just for one company. Only one company access that cloud service only for themselves. That setup is only for that company. Private cloud. And then you have hybrid cloud, which is a combination of on-premise and cloud infrastructure. What it means is you have some work, basically some setup in your company, like on-premise, it's there, and then you also use online cloud services as well. So that's hybrid cloud. So for example, let's say you have a Windows server um, within your company, so it's on premise, it's inside the company, and that's for managing users and let's say DHCP, managing computers, etc. And let's say for email, or or cloud storage, you are using 365, Office 365, Microsoft Office.com basically. So that's a combination of on-premise plus cloud, so which is known as hybrid cloud. Okay. So advantages of cloud. What are the advantages of cloud compared to on-premise setup? Low initial cost. You don't need to buy everything in advance. You can just pay as you go, and you can scale it later on. You can pay more later on. Scalable, so you can add instantly and remove instantly. Fast deployment, no need to buy and install hardware, it's just there, you can just start instantly. High availability. The only disadvantages are less control, because you are not the owner, you're not controlling the setup. So it's the cloud service who control. Internet dependency, so if the internet is down, everything is down, you'll not be able to access. But on-premise network, with you can do the communication within the within the local area network without the internet. That's the benefit of on-premise network, that you can communicate within a LAN without a router, and then you also don't need an internet. So hybrid infrastructure, on premises and cloud, I've already explained to you. So that's similar to hybrid cloud. So You have on-premise network for on-premise devices and systems, and then you also use cloud. Let's not just go too much in details. And then the comparison, just go through it. All you need to know is for on-premises, is capital expense cost type. So CAPEX, capital expense. So you need to have a capital because you'll be spending a lot of money in the beginning. And the cloud is operational expense. So whatever that you are operating, you'll be paying for that service. So operational expense, OpEx. All right, let's try some questions. Which statement best describes an on-premise network architecture? So on-premises means everything is within the company. So all network devices and servers are owned and managed by the organization within its physical location. It's in the same company. So this is the correct answer. All network services are hosted and maintained by the cloud provider. So that's cloud. So network infrastructure is shared among multiple organizations. That's a different scenario. The network runs entirely on virtual machines hosted in the cloud. So we are talking this is the separate one. So the answer should be on premise. So we are talking about on premises. So everything is within the company. So all network device servers are owned and managed by the organization. So the first answer. What is the key characteristic of cloud computing? Resources are physically located inside the computer company building. No, that's the on-premise. Users must manually install and maintain all network devices. No, that's on-premise as well. Resources can be quickly scaled up and down as needed. Yes, that's a part of cloud computing. The organization must purchase all, so that's on-premise as well. So this is the answer. Which cloud model provides access to virtual machine storage and networking over the internet? We already discussed this. It will be infrastructure as a service. You are literally getting the whole infrastructure on the cloud: virtual machine storage, networking, virtual switch, everything. So infrastructure as a service. Software as a service, no, nope, nope. We will cover that later on as well. So this will be infrastructure as a service. In which type of cloud model does the cloud provider manage both the hardware and the operating system while the customer manages the application? So, cloud model, the cloud provider manages both the hardware and the operating system while the customer manages the application. So, this is your own software and your own code. So, it will be platform as a service. So you're not using their software, you are just using their operating system, the machines, and the hardware resources like RAM, CPU, operating systems like Windows Server, Windows 11, etc. So the answer should be it's your own code, your own applications. So it will be platform as a service. Correct. Which cloud deployment model provides computing resources exclusively for a single organization? It will be private cloud because it's only for one company. It's not accessible to everyone. It's not public. Hybrid is a combination of on-premise and cloud. I think we've done enough for now. You can go through the website and go through all the theory and try those questions at the end, and that's it. It's not one of those one of the most important topic in CCNA. You just need to understand what's on premises and cloud, and it should be enough. Thank you so much for your time, and I will see you next time.